How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Conti and Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The first time they go offense, they take Jordan Love? They take Jordan Love!
Listen, Matisse Thybulle will lock up CP3.
Oh my god.
Chris Paul.
Oh my god.
Chris Paul, baby. Right, Will?
Nope, I totally disagree. Look. Welcome back to Conti and Nick, everyone. And, you know, we got a little surprise that I think I'm going to let you see in 3, 2, 1. Hey! Oh, no. Conti starts out good. We're here with our first ever Conti and Nick that's on video. And this is something we're going to be trying out. You know, maybe we'll upgrade it further as we go on in the future. And, you know, you guys see our faces every single time. I mean, it's in the thumbnail. But I'm Will Nicholson, and Gino Conti is always with me. And we have my cousin Connor Bown here as our guest on the podcast.
He is a second-time guest on the podcast.
Yep.
You know,
tied with D'Lo, I think now, right?
What's up?
Tied with D'Lo for most appearances.
So Jake has been on twice.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you've been on twice, and D'Lo has been on twice.
Yeah, so we're getting up there for sure. But yeah, we're just improving the quality of the podcast as we go. We got the chat up here on the live screen now too, so I don't even need to flip, back and forth between that. Really, the upgrading is just less work for me every single time. It really is.
I was say, isn't it awesome when you don't have school or anything to do?
Yeah.
And then Will just gets to go on the grind.
I'm just bored.
All of a sudden here we have a masterpiece.
Yeah. No, Gino didn't find out this was that until 5 o'clock.
Bro, he texted me. He's like, "Yo, look." I'm like, "What?"
Okay. I guess I'll be on camera today.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. I don't care. I wear the hat for the occasion.
Of course. Nice. Gotta happen. Well, we'll jump into some news, I guess. Here, there was a lot of these past 2 days have been insane for as far as the NFL goes and free agency, which is perfect because we've been talking free agency on this podcast. So thank you to the league for helping us out with that.
Yeah, seriously.
Just giving us content. I mean, where do we even start here? Do we start with?
I'd start with Aaron Rodgers.
All right, we'll start with Aaron Rodgers.
Here's the thing. I look at it. I mean, if you guys haven't heard of it by now, Aaron Rodgers got a 4-year, $200 million contract, $50 million a year. I don't really know what to say. I mean, obviously, in terms of pure on the field talent, I would say I guess he deserves it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree with you on that.
No, and this is the thing because I look at it and me, the three of us, we're all regular human beings, okay?
And then
you know what I mean? And then a guy can throw a pigskin, and now he's $50 million richer than me.
Yeah.
It's like I'll go onto Weymouth High football field, I'll do the same thing, and I'm like, where's my 50 million? You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
But anyways, I've said it multiple times. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I personally think Aaron Rodgers is, in terms of talent, the most talented quarterback of all.
Absolutely.
Talented.
I agree.
I've seen with my own 2 eyes. Not Patrick Mahomes, not Lamar Jackson with some people.
It's definitely not.
No, thank you. Okay. So, in terms of a pure money standpoint, it doesn't bother me. Obviously, it's a huge hit, but it doesn't offend me or anything. So, real quick on the contract. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, look, it's a lot of money, yes, but you also are giving Aaron Rodgers money, and we finally see an end to the saga of Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers organization. So I'm happy about that. I was getting sick of that. I think Charles Barkley said it perfectly. I don't know if you saw this the other day. Is Aaron Rodgers is like that one girlfriend that you have to keep reminding her that she's pretty.
Yeah,
which is awesome. I love when Charles
Barkley's the best commentator, analyst in sports.
Even when he's talking basketball, it's hilarious. But when he's not talking basketball, it's just a whole.
Aaron Rodgers is a knucklehead.
He's a knucklehead. No, he did say that perfectly though. So, I mean, this puts an end to the feud between organization and player, which I'm happy with. I'm glad all that's over. But I mean, as far as talent goes, I mean, you're locked into Aaron Rodgers for the next 4 years. I believe it's $150 million guaranteed.
153.
Yeah, so
crazy.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that is a lot of money.
I mean, as far as the contract goes, a lot of money. Well deserved. I will say he's won 2 MVPs in a row at this point now, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. But is it possible that Aaron Rodgers goes a little less now that he's kind of accepted what his career is in Green Bay, where he wants to get out and win Super Bowls, and now he's kind of accepted, let me just stay here, make a lot of money, put up a lot of good stats, and have a decent team.
See,
I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think he's still going to play to the level he's been playing at.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And especially with locking down Rodgers, that means you're locking down Adams.
Exactly.
So you're going to keep Adams.
Devontae's going to re-sign.
Yeah, he's definitely going to re-sign now.
So the way I look at it, though, I understand, and yes, like I do agree. Like I'm glad that all like drama and everything.
yeah,
Like it's not something that you like to see, especially with like an all-time great. Kind of in terms of like an off-the-field standpoint, see his like reputation diminish, and I feel like that's kind of what happened to Aaron Rodgers. But at the same time, I feel like this hasn't died down for some people because you look at it and look at the amount of people that Aaron Rodgers got upset and the amount of bridges he burned within the last year. Why,
Lots.
like, what do you think happened within this year span to make Aaron Rodgers seem like he wanted absolutely nothing to do with this organization to them then all of a sudden becoming a $153 million man or a $200 million man? You know, like, it's
like
kind
you
of like the
said.
boy who cried wolf. You know, there's a wolf, there's a wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, there's issues.
Yeah.
I hate
I'm
the
gonna
Packers.
leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave.
They
Oh,
drafted
money.
Jordan
Yeah,
Love.
yeah. Yeah, where's my receiver? Where's this
Yeah,
guy? Where's
yeah.
Rashad Bateman? Where's Elijah Moore?
Yeah.
You know, but why? You know why? Why create all these problems?
Oh, he loves it.
If-
But Aaron
he does. He
Rodgers
soaks it in.
loves when
He
people
soaks
are
it in.
using his name. He loves when he goes on the Pat McAfee show and everyone thinks he's gonna retire, and he loves to go up there and be like, "Oh, all you conspiracy theorists, get at it!" Like, no, you
Yeah.
love it.
Doing
he
the cryptic Instagram posts
he
and being like,
loves
what?
it. He loves that he got Pat McAfee show, like it was 120,000 viewers, I think, at once, which is the most they've had, and it's not even. And just to go on there and be like, "Oh, what? I come on like every Tuesday." Like, "Oh, what do you mean?"
Uh-oh.
Well,
And-
we knew it was gonna happen. We knew it was gonna happen. It was only well, look, we got a YouTube clip, boys.
It's inevitability.
We got a YouTube clip. If you could so kindly readjust that. Wait, can I do this? Okay, we're gonna do it like that. Here, throw it up there and readjust it real
I'll
quick
try.
so we can see. And you know, stuff like this happens.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
I think we'll put it back.
Hey, it wouldn't
other-
be Conti and Nick
The other way
without.
works better.
Oh fuck! There's a mouse.
It wouldn't be a Conti and Nick live show without this.
Without some sort of problems, without some sort of
Exactly, it
Oh,
was
might
bound
be.
to
I put it the
happen.
complete wrong
Hey,
way.
I
No,
will
no,
say,
he did that because he
I
thought
did
it would
that,
work
yeah.
better.
Oh.
All right, we good?
Oh, there it is.
Hey!
Hey!
All right. Next time I'm gonna have my tripod with me. I left it at school. I'm on spring break, so you know we'll work through the issues.
You know
but-
how it
We'll
be.
work
You know
it
how
out.
it be. But you know, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, deserves the money, obviously. But I'm glad that this whole feud is over.
Yeah,
And it's good to finally be done with.
So-
What does Aaron Rodgers feel? 'Cause
but,
really, I
at,
don't
but
care.
at the
No,
same
I hear
time,
you.
like, why make all these issues if the end game for you is gonna be just coming back?
Because
Just
he
staying there
loves
and
it.
taking the
Because
money,
he
I mean?
loves it.
It's
He
like-
loves
still,
that
I like-
stuff.
Listen,
Oh.
it's like okay, think about it like this. It's like a hungry dad like coming home after a really long, excruciating day of work. Okay, screaming at his wife and two kids. Okay, and causing a huge fight where like the whole house is silent for the rest of the night. Okay, he comes back the next day from work, doesn't apologize, and is like, "I got ice cream. I got ice cream."
It makes no.
You know, like
I will say because Aaron Rodgers loves to do this. He loves it. He loved to. First of all, he loved when he got drafted by the Packers, and then he got to be like, "Oh, but this is Brett's team. Like,
Yeah.
this is Brett." Because he loves when people are using his name and going, "Oh, when does Aaron Rodgers get handed the keys to the franchise? You know, when is it gonna happen?" And then it happens, and he's like, "Oh, but you know, Brett was great. Like he loves to do. He's petty. Aaron's a little petty, and you know, I've never been afraid to say that he you know is not petty. He is, but you know, it's just quarterbacks can be such you know divas, and in any offensive position, minus cornerbacks, are like the most
So-
diva position.
here's the first time in terms of making moves as an organization, I'm gonna question and not side actually with the Green Bay Packers. Okay,
Because
because
we did a whole episode, and you were full on like
yeah,
the Packers are doing what's right. Jordan Love was the right pick.
yeah, and I
Is-
continue to stand by that. Okay, and I do.
You know where I stand.
Yeah.
Would you say that? Like you're just saying that another quarterback is the move, not just Jordan Love, but say if it was another quarterback,
Oh, absolutely.
just because
if
Aaron
it was
Rodgers
somebody,
being a drama.
no. So here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
cool with either.
Here's the thing. My my whole stance on them picking Jordan Love or just a quarterback, like you said, doesn't have to be Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Name drop Jordan Love. My whole stance on that was the 2 years ago, before Aaron Rodgers won the first of the back-to-back MVPs. Okay, it looked like Aaron Rodgers was kind of going down a little bit, and in terms of Aaron Rodgers, what him declining is going from MVP to a Pro Bowl. Okay, and 3 seasons ago now, he looked like just a Pro Bowler. And at the time, he was what, 35 years old? He was 35 years old, so okay, it makes a little bit of sense, right? Everyone's like, okay, this is kind of the natural, not progression or regression of what the quarterback of his level is like. You go from a MVP to a Pro Bowler. And what the Packers did was, okay, we'll take a guy who had a high floor, but also a low ceiling, like a big high risk, high reward. But at the same time, he's being taken by Aaron Rodgers. And like I said, let's eliminate Jordan Love. They took a quarterback. Okay, like they thought they were doing the right thing, and they thought they were anticipating a continuous decline. And that was the right thing to do.
It was the wrong guy at the wrong time.
No, it was definitely the right time.
I disagree it was the right time. Because look, okay, Aaron Rodgers is declining, as you might say. No,
yes.
Look, look, taking a quarterback in that position makes no sense at all. Because if you're gonna go offense and go, okay, let's improve our. I can get if they waited for like the second round or even like the third, fourth big quarterback. There was no reason in the first round to first of all reach for a quarterback. Never mind reach for Jordan Love.
So
there was no reason.
He's not talking about round wise. He's just talking about that draft
but
particularly
rounds
getting
are
a quarterback.
but rounds are important though.
Well, yes, he could have used it. They could have used it on a wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers.
Sure. Or they could have used it on a corner like they've done in the past. They could have used it on Omar.
Whoa. You were the one who said you hated them taking Eric Stokes
I wasn't a fan.
instead of a receiver. So don't say that.
He's panned out. Stokes had a good year.
Stokes had a great
year. Yeah, he did great.
And I will give myself credit when I said, who was the winner? And I said, one winner, the Green Bay Packers. And I remember the reaction specifically. Really?
Look, all right, I'll give you that. Stokes ended up being good. But, when you're going through this feud and it goes management versus, players, it's like, okay, why don't we help out the most talented quarterback we've ever had on this team? And look, I get it's important to build defenses, and I understand that. I do think the Patriots should actually go a lot of defense draft. We don't, draft well with wide receivers. So I've been saying, maybe draft a receiver, but only if it's Jameson Williams. I'm going to be honest. So anyone else, I'm like, no. So
again, the only thing here that I don't understand why people get all up in arms about it. It's again, when in 2014, okay, and I'm not here to tell you that Bill Belichick was right, because obviously he was wrong, and Tom Brady had a lot of years left of football.
Sure.
Okay, but he realized all right, Tom Brady's getting to be 37, 38 years old. Okay, again, the natural progression of a quarterback at that level when you get to that age is go from here down, and then
for sure.
All of a sudden it goes. Okay, Bill Belichick as a GM made the right call, drafting Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah. Okay, and if you look at it, really,
sure.
So
but
Jordan Love
he took a guy who Jimmy G wasn't raw. You know what I mean? Jimmy G was like, okay, you know what Jimmy G can be. Jordan Love was like the most raw quarterback prospect out of that entire draft class, and he was taken in the first round. There was guys left up there, and first of all, I think you could have waited till like the third round to get Jordan Love.
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. Look, because listen,
and it's not like this is a surprise. Jordan Love's draft stock was okay. His highs, okay, he could be a good quarterback, but his lows, he could be out of the league. And it seemed like that. The only upside of Jordan Love as a draft prospect was arm strength. That was literally
but wouldn't you like
it was only arm strength. He doesn't have the accuracy. He can't make the reads.
But wouldn't you like his chances if he was being mentored by Aaron Rodgers?
No.
So
you think Aaron wants to mentor a young guy?
You wouldn't like the chances of somebody mentored by Aaron Rodgers?
No.
In terms of just a on the field standpoint.
But that's not all it is. Because it's a lot. You think Aaron wanted Jordan Love in that building?
No. I'm not saying.
You think Aaron's like,
it's not a question.
Let me help you get the next generation of Packer quarterback going.
Question.
Like, no.
It's not a question of whether or not Aaron Rodgers wanted it. It's the Packers looking at it like, okay, if we get one or two more Pro Bowl years out of Aaron Rodgers, okay, we can have Jordan Love sit for that duration, and then he can take over. Okay, like, I've never, ever been here once arguing that I think Jordan Love is going to be a talented, like a Pro Bowl, like an all-star.
He's the most useless draft pick in NFL history now. He's the most. They drafted him in the first round. He started one game. A singular game.
Okay. You're talking about that.
The Chiefs game?
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always
And
had
he
a question.
sucked.
Well, let me ask you a question.
He
real quick.
sucked.
Well, he didn't have Devontae Adams to practice with
Oh,
all
come
week.
on.
He didn't have.
He had a
Devontae
full
Adams.
year to practice with Devontae Adams.
He's not. The Packers are not wasting first team reps on a guy that's not going to be starting.
They
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Of course, because Aaron
shouldn't
Rodgers is
be-
going to be the starter, so he's not going to practice with Devontae
Then
Adams.
why do you draft
Okay.
Jordan Love at that point?
To work
to
behind Aaron
develop,
Rodgers
to
for
work
the future.
behind him?
How's that working out?
Because you're
We
not
don't
gonna,
know yet.
You're not
We
gonna.
don't know
I
yet.
can tell you how it's working
You're
out.
not gonna
It's not
take-
going to be good.
We're knowing 4 years. We'll know in 4 years. I don't
Sure.
think he's gonna sign another
Okay,
contract.
how
after
about
that.
this? Do you remember in 2014 when the Patriots got demolished by the Chiefs?
Yes.
Okay.
And people are saying this is Jimmy G's time.
And do you remember what
Yeah.
happened when Jimmy Garoppolo went in for that fourth quarter? He
Team
lit
had
it
some
up.
life. Yeah.
He lit it up.
Life.
Okay, what happens? Here's the thing. I have a question for you, Will.
Okay.
What happens if Jimmy Garoppolo sucks in that fourth quarter?
I mean,
Oh, this guy! Oh, are you gonna give the same reaction that you are with Jordan
no,
Love right
because
now?
it's completely different scenarios. They're not the
No.
same.
Yes, it
They,
is.
they aren't.
It's
They're not.
it's
They're
a
definitely not.
it's a
They're not
general
the same at
manager
all.
drafting a protege.
No. Look, if
for-
I think that if you want to relate this to what you're trying to say, I would say more the Chiefs drafting Mahomes to sit behind Alex Smith is more like this Aaron Rodgers situation, and that's pushing because you're reaching for a guy
I
in the
compare it
first
more
round.
to Brady and Jimmy G
It's just
because
completely inaccurate.
they knew.
But here. Let me tell you why, sir. First of all, the Patriots had not been a very good team up until this point. Like 2014 draft, the Pats haven't been good. They were a wild card team, I believe, in 2012, 2013, one of those years that they weren't good. They had
They
to
made
play
it to
in
the
the
Super
wild
Bowl in
card.
2011.
Yeah, not 2011, but the years after that when we let go of Randy Moss, we were kind of
Well, Brady got hurt. Don't
Sure,
forget.
sure. But all of that.
And then they had Matt
point
Castle.
My point is,
Mm.
we weren't a good football, right? We were okay. You know, we had the pieces.
In terms of a Patriots expectation.
Sure, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. In terms of Patriots expectations, we were an team, and it's like, okay, you go into 2014, and all right, you need to start making different moves. I believe you get Darrelle Revis, you get a whole bunch of different pieces like that, and then in the third,
James White was in 2014 too. They
okay,
drafted him.
perfect. So in the third round, you're now looking there as the Patriots and going, oh, okay. Brady's getting kind of old. We see a guy. He's not going to be a day one starter. Brady knows that. While Jimmy G is was talented at the time, he still is an okay quarterback. It wasn't like, oh, here he comes to take the job. Anyone who thought that Garoppolo was going to take Brady's job after that Chiefs game is ridiculous. And Bill put that to bed immediately.
And that's not what I'm arguing. Okay. And here's the thing. What Cam Tate says, you can't excuse a bad performance because he didn't practice with a wide receiver. First of all, I wouldn't label Devontae Adams as just a wide receiver.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
in my
he's
opinion,
star talent.
he's the second best receiver in the league behind DeAndre Hopkins when healthy. Okay. Arguably, he's the best. Arguably, he's the
Yeah.
best. Okay. And second of all, let's not forget. Let's not act like Jordan Love had a whole season of preparation for that one game. It's not like it was the season opener and he went through OTA training camp. Okay, he was thrown in,
But he was
as a
in the organization for a while.
I understand.
What was he
Right.
doing?
I
Like
understand.
hanging out?
I
I
mean,
mean,
he
probably.
was
No,
getting
I'm
second team reps.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
He
getting
doesn't get
second
first
team
team
reps.
That's
He,
fair.
he had zero time.
But it's all the same system. Mac Jones was getting second team reps this whole preseason, and he went in there, and it's like, okay, he's the guy. Like we knew he was the guy.
but Mac
And then
Jones,
you throw Mac Jones in,
was a
is
ready
way
now.
better than Jordan Love. I agree.
Mac Jones was a ready now prospect.
Sure,
He was a
Yeah.
day one
Yes.
ready
Yeah.
prospect. Okay,
that's fair.
I understand that. Yes, Jordan Love didn't have a good game, and I came on this very podcast and said for a performance, I gave him a D+ for that
Sure.
performance. Okay, but if you look at it realistically, the Chiefs 2 out of the last 3 years have made it to the Super Bowl. That game was a one-score game, I believe, up until about halfway through the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
And Jordan Love was the quarterback.
Sure.
I understand I credit that more to the defense, but you also have to give him credit where credit's due for at least being able to follow the game plan enough to keep that
if
score.
you remember that
within-
game, there was a lot of dropped picks, Conti.
I understand.
There was a lot.
I understand.
It could have gotten out of hand really quick.
And here's the thing, I'm not arguing any of that. But at the same time, Jordan Love, on a whim's notice, oh, Aaron Rodgers got COVID. Oh, sorry, Jordan, you're the starter. Here you go. Here's a couple days to
Yeah.
work with the
But
first
he's
team.
had a
That's
year.
right, 'cause it was
Here's the thing.
Look,
COVID,
if
yeah.
you're developing Jordan Love, though, you're not just like, oh yeah, he's only with the second team. Like, no, Jordan Love for sure has had practice with Devontae Adams.
Of
Not
course.
the same level of chemistry, but just to say, oh, it was short notice. Jordan Love has had a full year to develop as a quarterback.
Yes, but Will,
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Yes,
He's not with the first team and Devontae Adams was out, I believe, with an ankle injury and held out from every practice and only played in the game. So you're telling me what ended up happening was Jordan Love had a very short week, okay, of going with a team that on game day was not even going to be what he was practicing with. Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Alan Lazard were the number 1 and 2 all practice. And then what happens? Okay, he gets used to that, or as much used to it as he can with such a short week. Okay, then what happens? Devontae Adams is in. Boom! All of a sudden, everything's out of whack. Okay, and for somebody who needs
I understand what you're saying, and look, we're drifting a little bit here.
It doesn't matter.
I know we always do, and I love it. I'm gonna take it back to why it's different though between the Patriots and the Packers. Because like I said, you take Jimmy G in the third. Now it's a totally different situation where it's like, okay, you know that Aaron Rodgers wants the offense to be better. He wants another receiver. He's coming off, an MVP. It's like, okay. Or not coming. I don't think he was coming off MVP, but he's playing to a high level. It's like, okay, we need to help Aaron Rodgers. We used our past 9 draft picks on defense, which they did, by the way. Their first round draft picks. The last 9 were defense. Okay, that's important. You need to build a good defense. Quarterbacks like to play good defense. That's how it is. And then you go and you take Jordan Love. And I'll ignore the fact that it's Jordan Love.
You're not going to do the.
They take a quarterback.
They take a quarterback in that position in the first round. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Now I will bring it back to Jordan Love because of all quarterbacks, you take Jordan Love. Like, why?
Yeah. I agree with that.
It doesn't make sense.
The first time
because you know that
it's
he's not. First of all, you know that this is going to piss Aaron Rodgers off, and also it's Jordan Love. Like it's not like, okay, he's a sure thing. He can be a good backup. He can be this. He can be that. Jordan Love is like I said, he's up and down. He has a good arm, and he would make plays in college where you're like, wow, look at the window he put that in. He struggles with accuracy. He's not very mobile. He makes poor reads, and overall, he just has awful decision making with the football. And like I said, in his junior season, I believe, because I got corrected, Jordan Love didn't actually play in his senior season. So that clip's once again demolished, but I still love it. In his junior season, he threw, I forget the numbers exactly, but his touchdown to pick differential is like 3 or 4. It was like 15 to 12.
And who better to learn from a guy who barely throws picks?
Yeah, sure, but Aaron Rodgers isn't going to mentor that, though.
Yeah, because he's
not.
So you're telling me that Aaron Rodgers is going to be like, sorry, on your own, kid.
Yes. If there was any quarterback in the league that would do that, it would be Aaron Rodgers.
I think it also, like you said, has to do with the round he was drafted in. I feel like because the first round, you're like, okay, they want to replace me right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so what?
Because
instead of getting me help to be better now,
it's not like you're sitting back and you're like, oh my god, look at this quarterback that fell to us. Like, no, Jordan Love.
No. So Jordan Love was taken what, like 27th? It was either 27th or 29th.
It was
the tail end of the first round. Okay, so you're telling me, Will, and so let's say he was drafted 29th. If he was drafted 33rd, 4 picks after, technically that's a second round pick. The first pick of the second round, you'd still be pissed.
Yeah.
Would you be pissed, or would you
wouldn't be
pissed?
I wouldn't be pissed if they had another first round pick.
Yeah.
And they used it on something to help Aaron Rodgers.
Their first pick in the draft is, let's go fill the quarterback need.
Yeah, but you have to realize that the picks that are like essentially 23 through honestly 40. I mean, it's not 23, 27 through 40.
Yes.
Really, it could be anyone within that range, projected range. Like anybody who got drafted in the second round, realistically, at that point at the end of the first round, could have been a first round pick.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
like Gronk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, it doesn't matter if first round, and if he was picked number 33 overall by the Packers.
It matters that he was the first player that they took in that draft.
The first player that they took.
Again, like at the I know what you're saying, and I do understand that point. I don't want you to think I'm not listening.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, what if they had 33 and 32? Okay, I'm not going to do the what if, okay? Like, we're getting off track. But do you know what I mean? Like, at that point, a first and then the second is just a lead.
And I don't mind taking quarterbacks when it makes sense. You know, like, it makes sense to
me, it made sense.
So it did make sense in the sense that they were getting him for the future.
Yes.
Like, to sit a couple years behind Rodgers, but getting him that early and not getting something to help Rodgers be good now at that time.
I'll bring it back to Alex Smith.
But let's forget, Rodgers has a track record of making things look good. Okay, Marquez Valdes-Scantling was somebody that we didn't even know, and now he's going to be a receiver who gets a decent amount of money in free agency. Okay, and
even Devontae Adams was the king of the drops before. Did my phone die? That could have easily been what happened.
What just happened, my friend?
I think my phone died. Well, that was all you get for the But no, Devontae Adams, like you said, was the king of drops before. So
Anyway, so you guys want to move on to the Russell
Yeah,
Wilson
we
because
will.
that's a
Yeah.
huge story.
So you
Yeah,
guys got the
that's
my
crazy.
phone wasn't charged. That was the test run of the camera. We'll go no camera for the rest of this because I don't feel like charging my phone.
all good.
Anyway, we'll keep the chat up though because I think that's a good touch. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
I'll charge my phone next
So,
time.
immediate knee-jerk reaction to this Russell Westbrook trade.
Wilson.
Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Russell
It was awful. What were the Lakers thinking?
Yeah, Russell Wilson trade. I look at this AFC West. You have Mahomes, Herbert, Wilson, Derek Carr. We are now in a football division, or we now have a division in football where Derek Carr is the worst quarterback.
Which is insane.
Crazy.
That's
That's
nuts.
crazy.
And Derek Carr is a borderline Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Look, and I've been
Yes.
saying for a while how much I dislike that the Raiders were good this year. Not because of just, and I could never predict them. It was
Oh,
more that
man.
I thought they should have been bad and they weren't, and that like threw me off. But still, I like Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is a decent quarterback. I think he's, like you said, he's a Pro Bowl guy. He could
Yeah.
easily be that Pro Bowl guy. And the fact that he's the worst quarterback in the division is absurd.
Yeah. So, knee-jerk reaction, you look at this, and then in terms of just pure name power that was thrown out and the picks, this has to be one of the biggest trades personally I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, first of all, Russell Wilson in a 4th-round pick, okay? Like, going to Denver Broncos, that's insane to me.
Mhm.
But then you
I could
see-
argue this is the best division in football right now.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll
that's,
see.
that's a good
It's
argument, I
arguable.
would think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely arguable, and then we'll definitely see. I look at this and look at Seattle's compensation: 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders. Shelby Harris is actually a very, very
Decent.
solid defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Decent.
He is a very solid defensive
From
lineman.
from what I've heard, and my source is Felger and Maz, so I'm gonna take it lightly. Just kidding. I love 98.5. But
Fuck Felga.
they were
Jeez.
talking about on 98.5 that Shelby Harris is a great locker room guy, and he's
Mhm.
not a very good plug and play guy. But if you get him in a culture, he'll thrive. Which
Absolutely.
I think Seattle is like perfect. Pete
Yeah.
Carroll, culture. That's all about.
And,
him.
yeah, and we'll see how that pans out. And then Noah Fant, he has the potential to be an excellent, excellent tight end.
Yeah.
So when I
It's good.
first saw that this came out and I didn't see his name in that trade, I was like, "That's gonna be sick with him, with Russell Wilson and
Yeah, those
Yeah.
Sutton
receivers.
and Jerry Judy." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's awesome."
So yeah, and then you
And
and
then
you
and
saw
then,
Fant,
and
and
then
they
it
were
came
like,
through with the whole
Yeah.
thing. I
But
was
still,
like,
I mean, look at the bevy
Yeah.
of weapons he has at receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Wilson.
It's
Yeah.
Drew
I'm
Lock
saying
season,
Russ-
baby. Devil emoji, flame emoji.
Yeah.
But can your quarterback rap songs on the bench? No.
No.
Did you guys see that video?
I did not.
It was great. It's I forgot what song it was, but Drew Lock is on the
I
bench
did see that
and he's
video,
like
yeah.
rapping a song, and it's
Yeah.
like a Seattle fan page. It's like, but can your QB rap on the bench?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, baby.
I should've just
Stuff is
taken it.
falling. There's meteors coming from the sky.
Yeah.
Well, if only Seattle knew what a sick puppy they have on their hands.
I know, right? If only.
But
So-
anyway, so sorry, go ahead.
well, I was gonna start something else, but you guys are still talking about.
Oh no,
I was
no.
gonna start something like with the Seahawks now. So
Yeah.
speaking of Drew Lock, you think they're gonna roll him out there and have him sling it this season?
Oh
Or
yeah.
they're gonna package,
Oh
You
yeah.
think they're gonna
Well,
package
well-
some of the picks that they got?
So are you asking? You think is Drew Lock going to be the starter?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You don't think so?
Absolutely. He's
No.
gonna be
You
the
don't think so?
starter.
And I posted this on Instagram earlier, and I mean it.
Oh, I saw this
I
actually.
think Seattle should trade for Jordan Love.
Really?
I think they do. I think
Really?
they should. I
You know
mean,
what? Honestly, sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and again, like I don't know if you and if
Only
you have
because
seen,
I want to see what Jordan Love's about.
exactly.
I do.
And again, like
I've been dying to see it.
yeah. And I'm gonna repeat myself. I don't have like really a prediction on the talent level that Jordan Love will have.
It's hard
and
to
how
gauge.
his career will pan out.
I will. I'll.
No,
give-
you
I'll
say
give
he
credit-
sucks.
No.
You have that stance
No,
till
that's
the day
my
you
prediction,
die.
and I do. That's my prediction. But his talent is hard to gauge because it's so many highs and lows that you're like, what?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this guy's got a really big arm. He makes big plays downfield, and then you're like, what is he doing? The
Yeah.
very next play.
Yeah,
It's hard.
exactly.
And personally, I don't think that translates to the NFL. I
Yeah,
don't.
well,
It's
we'll see.
very rare.
We'll
It's-
see.
And I don't think he has the reads, the arm strength, the accuracy. I've said all of it.
So
But I would like to see what it's gonna. And if you're at Seattle, I mean, why not? Like
Yeah.
they're probably just gonna give you Jordan Love. They don't look like
Yeah,
super.
I
They're
mean-
obviously
Yeah.
not high on him.
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
I mean, and I think that Jordan Love has actually gotten some unnecessary hate. Okay,
Just
I will.
from me.
Not from
Yeah,
you. No,
well-
no. I'm serious. Like you've heard media.
I'm
like,
honest with
dude,
mine.
media members like shit on Jordan Love for
Yeah.
no reason.
It's where
For
he
no
was drafted.
reason at
I
all.
will say a lot of it is unwarranted, and I'm sure that Jordan Love is a great dude and did not get deserved to be drafted in the first round by the Packers, but he did. So now he's just kind of got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, anyway, so that's what I think in terms of like the future of quarterback will happen and should happen. Okay, but you look at this Denver Broncos roster, and what I will say about it is the sky is the limit for this team.
absolutely,
But the one thing that I think could be a hindrance is coaching.
Fair.
Is
Yeah.
coaching. Their new head
Yeah,
coach,
new head coach.
Nathaniel Hackett. Okay,
Yeah.
he's a veteran offensive coordinator. He's been around a couple of teams at this point. But you look at it, and I see this as a move that's kind of complacent, if you ask me. Okay, not only is Nathaniel Hackett the quarterback to a team that was led by Aaron Rodgers, but he wasn't even the play caller. Matt LaFleur was the play caller. So I look at this and I'm like, damn, first of all, how hard is it to be a Packers OC with Rodgers? And second of all, again, you're not even
Pretty hard.
Yeah. And second of all, you're not even making play calls. To me, I personally wouldn't have hired Nathaniel Hackett. That's the one thing, if anything, can hold this team back. What do you guys think?
I agree. Look, I'll say, and my knee-jerk reaction. I mean, I've been saying this for a little bit, and we said this on the podcast when Denver went 3-0. We're like, this is a good football team. Like, they have pieces. I didn't think Vic Fangio was the answer, and also Teddy Bridgewater wasn't the answer. We're like, okay, maybe they could be a playoff team, and that was possible for a while.
It was close. Yeah.
I will say, knee-jerk reaction, and I said it back then. Denver is ready to win a Super Bowl very, very soon, and now they're a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. When you have Russell Wilson, who's been there, done that, and you've got young receivers, you got Jerry Jeudy, still have Cortland Sutton there,
And
Tim
Tim
Patrick,
Patrick's-
that defense.
KJ
oh,
Hamler's
man.
coming back.
Too.
Yeah.
It's
That
insane.
defense is very nice. I like that
Defense
defense
is
a lot.
nice.
And the thing is, it's not like they have star power, because they do. You have Bradley Chubb.
they're
You
so
still have
young.
Sertan. They're young.
The
And
young
Justin
also,
Simmons.
Justin
Yeah,
Simmons.
Justin
They
Simmons,
play
yes.
fantastic team defense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The scheme that they play in is fantastic. In Denver, and we said this, and I'm not just throwing this out of nowhere, because when a trade like this happens, people like to be Super Bowl contenders
Yeah.
right there. But we've been saying this, Denver, if they figure out their quarterback, they're going to be a very good team. And they found it's safe to say they figured out their quarterback
They
position.
definitely
Yeah.
did, yeah.
So Denver's winning to win a Super Bowl in next 2
I
years.
think-
It's possible.
I think that, obviously you're talking about the coaching being an issue. I think Russell Wilson will definitely help with that.
Oh, and
It'll
I
definitely
completely
make it
agree.
easier on
So
the head
yeah,
coach
this
to
man
do that.
definitely does go from Aaron Rodgers to Russell Wilson.
I think he'll
So,
be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, genuinely, that is
Maybe.
actually a concern. And
Yes.
you know what? One more thing, actually, I do have. So these wide receivers, obviously, like are all very young, like Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy. We named them all. Do you think that they'll be able to I'm trying to word this correctly. Play up to the level of Russell Wilson. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
I
kinda
like
like Tyler
do
Lockett.
you, yeah,
did.
do you think they'll ascend as like Wilson as their quarterback, or do you think what we've seen from them in the past year or two, couple of years, is kind of who they are, and Wilson will just kind of make them look good? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think
Yeah.
they ascend.
Yeah.
You know who
Yeah.
I think ascends too? I think Jerry Jeudy.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yes,
100%.
that
Yes.
dude has been living in the shadows there in
Yeah.
Denver, because Teddy Bridgewater is not a drive the ball down the field type of guy. Some of the routes, first of all, Jerry Judy's route running is beautiful.
I
It's
thought Jerry
Yeah.
Jeudy.
beautiful.
Or I personally still think Jerry Jeudy's going to be a superstar.
I think he
I
could
do.
be too. And look, it's been kind of hidden where he doesn't really get the ball downfield as someone who Drew Lock threw him the ball downfield, but they weren't accurate. So,
Mhm.
but look, he's going to ascend in my opinion. The route running is phenomenal. His hands are fantastic. He's fast. I mean, it seems like the perfect guy for us.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's
Yeah.
young.
And
I think it's gonna be great.
Here's the thing, like
As for the other, like I think Cortland Sutton.
he's a good player.
He is, but he
He
is who
is.
he is. Like he's not going to ascend, but Russ is going to make him look good. Sutton's kind of like that slot
And
guy. He'll be
Tim
doing
Patrick.
fine.
Tim Patrick is a big guy
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Tim Patrick's a big guy. So
Absolutely.
again,
And I'm going to get into a special someone who I think should be looking at this team now to maybe join, because he's on your list, and I hope I'm going to make that connection.
All
We'll
right.
get to
Oh
it.
Jesus
Ooh.
Christ! Here we go.
Oh,
But
boy.
anyways, so again, I will say the sky is the limit for this team, and that's kind of what my take for now is going to be.
I agree.
But I'm not willing to say Super Bowl bound just yet, because again, these players that are surrounding Wilson are very, very young.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Okay, they are very young. And granted, I mean, the Bengals were a very young team and they made the Super Bowl this
True,
year.
true.
Okay, but I still am not. I mean, like, how rare is that? You know, how rare is it for the
Yeah,
Bengals? You know,
yeah.
so I'm not willing to pull the trigger just yet. But I will say it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if this team makes it. to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
But
Look,
that's not my take.
I
You know,
hate
I'm not
I hate
predicting it.
saying
Yeah,
that a
right.
team is like, oh, they're Super Bowl bound, but you know, I've been saying for a while they're a quarterback away from being that. I think they have that now, so I'm going to say Super Bowl bound is my prediction. But you know, like I said, it's the NFL. Anything can happen, right?
Where do you think they finish in their division?
See, that's the other thing.
You
too.
think
It's tough.
3
They're in a tough
or
division.
2?
I think 2.
I think too.
I think 2 too.
Actually, you know what?
Well, it depends on Herbert.
It's hard.
Really.
Chiefs
Yeah.
are not going to win the division.
You don't
No,
think so?
you don't think
Chiefs
so.
aren't going to win the division. Ooh, you
It's
know
hard.
what?
Yeah, that's
Denver
tough.
might win their division, man.
It's
Really?
possible.
They might
That,
win.
that
Yeah.
division
And-
is up for grabs.
And,
It
and-
really
and- and
is.
they are. And if you look at it too, like in my opinion, I think that the Chargers with Mike Williams,
That's a big sign.
Yeah,
by the way.
that was a big
massive
sign.
sign. He's
You
the
didn't
best.
like
I don't like
You
it.
didn't like it?
Whoa, really?
Mike Williams and Michael Thomas are getting paid the same money annually. Who's the better wide receiver?
I mean,
By
the one who
far and
plays.
away, Michael Thomas.
Eh,
They overpay.
Mike
Listen,
Williams is on the field more, man.
And
Oh,
he-
well,
but
no,
you're-
I'm saying when they're both on the field.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay, but
okay.
you're paying the best jump ball guy in the league, in my opinion. He's the best jump ball guy.
Well, he was very hot and cold. He
Sure,
he
he
started off elite, and then he disappeared for like 6
He
to 7
dropped off.
weeks,
Sure.
and then he kind of came back and found that middle ground. So
Yeah.
he didn't even when he came back and found that middle ground and started doing.
Don't
good
make it
again,
our problem because you traded for him in fantasy.
I didn't.
I know.
Oh,
I
okay.
drafted him.
But I mean, I don't know. I think
almost did.
I think they severely overpaid for Mike Williams. $20 million a year to me. Okay, because you're kind of handcuffing yourself. Justin Herbert, in my opinion, needs more weapons, and
I think
because you're paying $20 million and he's not even the best receiver on the team. It's
True.
Keenan Allen.
that's true, but
Keenan Allen's
he's a deadly wide receiver, man. I'm telling you. Mike
Listen,
Mike Williams, big, athletic, can jump, can catch. I think you need a guy like that on your squad.
you
know,
do,
no
but for
matter what.
$20 million,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if he
I
played
think
like
so.
he did at the beginning of the season, all season, 20
yes,
million, no
then
question.
yes.
Sure.
No
Okay,
question.
but again, like like you said, if he
yeah.
played like that all year,
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like 20 mil. Okay, fine.
But,
but
if you're the Chargers, who else do you slip into that spot? You know what I mean?
I mean,
If you don't pay him.
Allen Robinson's a jump ball guy. You're
No,
obviously not
I'd
paying
take
him
Mike
20 mil.
Williams over
You
him
could have
any
taken
day.
Chris Godwin. I mean, you could have made a
That's
push
true.
for Chris
That's
Godwin.
true.
I mean, and then you could have drafted guys and then kept your payroll down. I
It-
mean, personally, I'm not paying $20 million for a guy that's going
Sure.
to show up half
Look,
the year.
you've heard me
Yeah.
say this before too. I think Justin, if I were to start right now at the franchise, like fantasy draft, whatever, and I could take any quarterback that I wanted in the entire league right now, I would take Justin Herbert. I've said this before and I stand by it. I think Justin Herbert is probably one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league right now. He's mobile, he's big, that arm strength is ridiculous,
Yeah.
and his accuracy doesn't fall off with it. And I think he's unfortunately stuck with the Chargers, who, you know, aren't the best organization ever. But I don't mind this move.
They're notorious for choking.
Absolutely, they are. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we saw it in this year. They called a timeout.
Yeah, and then,
They didn't let the clock
also
run
let
out.
me present this to you. Okay, when there were injuries at the wide receiver core, and Justin Herbert was forced to go to his like third or fourth weapons, he didn't look like he had any drop off.
Sure.
So again, that shows that Justin Herbert here is going to be one of those guys, or potentially
He's
is
gonna
going to
be
be one of those
crazy.
guys that I wouldn't say no matter who, but even if you have to go down the depth chart and there's injuries amongst your receiving core, he's still going to perform. So in my
Exactly.
opinion, that's all the more reason to not pay Mike Williams.
I still think you pay him though. I think you,
You know?
got to get that jump ball guy.
I mean, again,
I think he's good to
but
have.
that's Allen Robinson on a one-year
no,
prove
but
it
he's
deal.
the best in the league though.
Yeah,
He's
well,
the best in the league at
1
it.
year. Well, yeah, but then, yeah, I don't know. That is tough. That's
See,
tough.
It's hard to. You're not gonna get Allen Robinson on a 1 year prove it.
Okay,
No
so
shot.
what if Mike Williams performs again last year like he did? I mean, this year like he did last
I
year.
think he might.
To me, it's a complete waste of $20 million. $20 million on the
I
guy
don't
who
know.
shows up half the year.
Yeah, to be hot and cold like it was last season.
You
It's
pay
not-
$20 million for consistency, and say what you want about Michael Thomas. He may be a diva, but when he gets on that field, man, he's a top 5 receiver in the league.
Yeah.
He's elite.
Slant boy.
Hey, but listen, listen. I hate the slant boy argument. He performed what was asked of
I
him
know,
with
I
Drew
know.
Brees at
I-
quarterback.
It's because Drew Brees can't throw more than 15 yards down the field.
I agree. I just loved how someone called him slant boy at practice, and he got suspended because
Swung on
he
him.
swung on
Yeah.
him. Like, that is the funniest thing. No, I think he's a good wide receiver though. But
So-
I like the Mike Williams signing.
I'm not.
But I
even-
get your argument. I think he's gonna take a step up though.
Like
Yeah.
the signing, too much money.
Sure.
So let me ask this now. I mean, because obviously when you see Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner, who we'll talk about in a few minutes, get cut, you say, "Oh man, they're really blowing it up." But even though they lost their leader on the offense and the defense, with the pieces that they've gotten back and the draft compensation, this team, Seattle, really isn't that awful.
No,
you know what I mean? Like they're really not that bad of a team.
First of all, they're for sure rebuilding.
Yeah.
Like,
obviously, yeah.
Yes, but like they're
going to be the last,
but they're
bottom
have
5
an easier
team in the
rebuild
NFC.
than say like another
Absolutely,
team.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like I think that this Seattle team could still find a way to like at week 17, 8, or like 16, 17, 18, like those last 3 weeks of the year, still find their names in the hunt. Okay, I'm not saying they're gonna make it the playoffs.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying because first of all they're a run-heavy team.
It depends who the quarterback is, man.
Well,
if it's Jordan Love,
maybe.
But not with Drew Lock.
For such a run-heavy team, okay, like obviously that defense is gonna be stacking the box, which means any quarterback who is there should be able to make easy throws whenever they do decide to throw it.
Yeah.
Okay, and God bless. I hear I'm not the biggest DK Metcalf fan, but he's talented.
Yeah.
Okay, Tyler Lockett, he's still a deep threat.
Yeah.
Okay, if they re-sign Gerald Everett and they have Noah Fant and Everett, that's a pretty decent
Rashard
double
Penny
tight end.
looked good at times.
Yeah, Rashad Penny really came along at the end of the year. I don't think that they're going to be awful, man. They may surprise some people. They may surprise some people.
So that's
It's
the thing with
possible.
they're rebuilding now. Obviously, do you sit on your draft? Do you sit on a quarterback and wait for next year? Because obviously the draft's not that deep of quarterbacks this year.
No, it's not at
Or
all.
do you trade, or do you package a couple of those picks for maybe Deshaun Watson? If Deshaun Watson,
I think
it's not worth it.
Or Marcus Mariota.
Well, you know
maybe
what he's
backing up.
Mariota's a free agent.
He's a
You
free
can
agent.
just sign him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and
That wouldn't be a
we've
bad
heard
signing.
we've heard rumblings of Mitch Trubisky being like a high
he's a
signing.
he's a free agent.
So
too,
I mean, hey, if you want to take a shot on one of those guys, for sure. I'm not sure how well it'll be, but I mean, why not?
I guess if you're gonna roll with one of those two, you might as well just have Drew Lock start.
At that point, yeah. Look,
honestly,
I am so against drafting quarterback in this draft, and Gino loves it.
I agree.
This is not a good quarterback draft
It's
at all.
not.
Next year will be a good quarterback draft. Next year you're gonna have what? Bryce Young. You're gonna have a bunch of kids out there. I think the kid from Clemson, his senior year is coming up too.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Dude, we haven't even done this year.
I know. But next year is going to be a way better quarterback draft. Like a way better quarterback draft. So we're going to have to see, with how that's going to look. But there's no reason to reach for a quarterback right now.
I agree.
Which is why I think Indy's sitting on the second round pick could nail like Mac. I think it could happen.
We'll see. Yeah, because also let's not forget, like, especially when you have the 9th pick, this is such a deep class in terms of offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and linebackers.
Seattle has a 9th pick, yes?
Yes, okay. Seattle now has a 9th pick. If you take a quarterback and you reach, you're now robbing yourself of possibly a premier talent.
Absolutely.
Of a top 10 talent in the draft. Okay, so
if they reach for Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, who I do like Malik Willis. But I have questions about him. I have questions. If you look at his tape, he's got a big arm, he's athletic, but he avoids the middle of the field a lot. So that's something I would for sure watch out. But I do like his upside. There's no reason to reach for him that high.
No, I completely agree.
Absolutely not.
And if they do, then
honestly,
my stance on Seattle
shouldn't get taken.
Yeah.
The first, I'll say 20-ish picks, there shouldn't be a quarterback.
No,
I'd say every quarterback should go undrafted in every draft. But I mean, hey, I agree. So a lot of my takes that I do are kind of takes that I have for now. And if they remain like right, then I keep them. But you realize how I conveniently do that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
that's smart.
Yeah. So we'll see. So sticking with the Seahawks, or technically not the Seahawks anymore. Bobby Wagner, man, why?
It's sad.
It's very sad. Thanks.
He's got a lot of football left, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's only 31 years old.
Yeah.
And listen,
that is old for defense, but you know what? He's gonna have a Von Miller year, I think. He's going to go to a team that's going to win a Super Bowl, and he's going to get another.
That's funny because I think that I said this. I had this in one of my takes. I go, whatever team he goes to is going to win the Super Bowl.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Really?
Whatever team he goes to, in my opinion, Bobby Wagner.
He's going to go to like Arizona, and you're going to punch air.
No, listen, yeah.
He's gonna go to Arizona.
I
and
love Arizona,
You're gonna be,
Will.
you're gonna
I
be
do.
pissed that you have to root for Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I love Arizona. I hate Kyler Murray and I hate Cliff Kingsbury. That's it. Like, my second favorite team in the league is now played by probably my two least favorite people ever, and it sucks.
First of all, I love how this happens because the same thing happened with the Nets, where it's like, oh, Steve Nash is the coach. Which, if you don't know, Steve Nash is Gino's favorite player of all time.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Gino's least favorite players of all time are Kevin Durant and Kyrie
No,
Irving.
I don't mind KD. I don't mind KD.
Sure.
I hate Kyrie. I hate Kyrie.
I heard Gino when that trade happened. He's like, I'm so conflicted. Like,
Yeah.
he's like,
I
I
didn't
want
know.
Steve Nash to win games as a head coach, but I don't want Kyrie to win.
Yeah. It's the
good.
worst.
It's the next thing. Like,
It's the worst.
You still have Larry
I'm the
Fitzgerald
victim of
beating in
abuse.
your heart.
I'm the victim of abuse.
The league. What are they doing to you?
I
No, look,
am.
I'm telling you, Larry Fitzgerald is still pulsing through Gino's heart
He
right now.
is.
That
He
Arizona
is.
love, and then Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury there, and
He
he's like,
is.
why?
He is. He's not going to make it to the Hall of Fame because of Kyler Murray.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm just joking. I'm just
no.
joking.
Come on, come on.
I'm just joking. Oh my god. But man, you look at Bobby Wagner, an all-time talent. Some team is going to acquire an all-time talent. I
New
can-
England.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Patriots.
I'd love it.
That would be awesome.
And you know what? Like,
You need a Hightower replacement.
Yeah,
exactly.
we really do,
And
yeah.
Will says it a lot. Like, come to the Pats, come to the Pats.
I try not
yeah,
to. I try my best not to.
I never ask the Pats to get anyone because, with the exception of last year, we've never gotten anyone.
Yeah,
Exactly.
agreed,
Okay,
yeah.
because so I try to keep my expectations very low so that
Yep.
way I don't get disappointed. If there is one time, Patriots, I am asking you to do something.
This
Can
is
you
it.
please get Bobby Wagner? Please. Can you imagine just the smarts, the football
Oh, man.
savagery of Bobby Wagner, along with the greatest
Let's all
coach
gather
of all
around the
time?
Bill Prayer circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you guys see Matthew Judon recruiting him on
I
Twitter?
did.
Oh, I
yes,
didn't.
I did.
Oh.
Neither did I because I don't have Twitter.
Oh.
But no, but like he seriously did. Like he
Yeah,
was like,
that's
"Hey, yo,
awesome.
bro, come here," or
No,
something like that.
There was some.
How
That'd
would
be
you love to
sick.
see Bobby
Love
Wagner
to
on
I
see
love
the
it. It
Patriots?
would be.
Love to
And
see
then,
it.
like homerism aside, I think
You got the
it's-
money. J.C. Jackson is not coming back, so you might as well.
I know. So, and then he also could go to Baltimore, in my opinion.
Sure, yeah.
Because I mean, like we all talk about the Patriots being so well coached.
Oh
okay?
god, if they go
The
to Baltimore, then you have to cheer for Lamar.
No,
Man,
I don't.
it's really
no,
not.
I don't. No.
It's really
That's
not
one
looking
I
good for you,
refuse.
Gino.
No, I don't like Baltimore like I like Arizona. So, but I do like. Well, John Harbaugh deserved to be on the hot seat after what he did last year. But
Maybe a little bit.
generally, I do like Baltimore and the way they coach and their
Sure.
run first style. But I just don't like Lamar Jackson.
That's fair.
Man!
That was a
But-
great Twitter post, by the way.
It was.
Yes, dude, I got a lot of heat on that.
Oh,
post,
oh
man.
yeah, it got ugly real quick.
Yeah.
It got ugly.
I'm not gonna say what.
No,
some
we're not
people
gonna
said,
talk
but-
about it, but it got ugly. You know,
So, I mean-
there was a point in time where I'm like, maybe we should take this down. I'm like, no, like
We should take
I
this
was like-
down.
I was like, we should stay by it.
Yeah.
Not the post because of Gino, but because of the comments. I was like, we might want to take this down.
Yeah.
But
You guys ready
Yeah.
to move on to the Cowboys? Because I want to
Sure.
talk a little bit about the Cowboys.
I
here.
do.
Yeah.
So, like Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence are likely to either get traded or cut. Those are two huge people and two pieces of the big pieces of the foundation of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mhm.
In my opinion, I think Jerry Jones is getting a little too cute. Like-
yeah, we've known this.
You know,
We-
like I think Jerry Jones is here. Like I understand that him being the smart guy that he is smart. Let's be real. Okay, he is smart.
to an
Okay,
extent.
he is smart. I think it would be very unwise to let both of them go. If you're going to release them, let one of them go, either Lawrence or Cooper, because when you just have a house and then you just take down two foundations when there's four of them, you
Yeah.
only have half a house. You
Sure.
know what I mean? Like
The fact that he would rather hold on to Zeke opposed to Nazareth.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's-
Can we
That's what
right,
I'm
stop?
saying.
Can we
right.
stop pretending? I'm gonna go off a little bit, just on a little, sidetrack.
Yeah.
Can we stop pretending that Zeke is better than Tony Pollard? Because we're at the point where
He is.
he's not.
Zeke is better than
No,
Tony
he's
Pollard.
not. No.
After this season, I beg to differ.
Yeah,
Zeke, okay,
Tony Pollard is literally better than Zeke, and it's sad.
I don't think he's better than. Okay, look. I believe that in my heart that Ezekiel Elliott is still a top 10 running back.
I don't.
Top 10, not
I
5.
don't think he's there.
I think Zeke is I think that this year Ezekiel Elliott proved to be not an elite, okay, but still an above average running back. And that's my personal
Sure.
opinion. Tony Pollard, and a lot of that is actually owed to Tony Pollard because
Right,
sure.
because he became more of a threat.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the defense has to, like, and they're two different players. Obviously, Zeke is like a
The
straight
1-2
downhill
punch,
runner.
the,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Nick
they do.
Chubb,
1-2 punch.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, and
sure.
obviously we saw what it was like when all the attention went to Zeke because Dak was hurt.
Yeah.
So I give Tony Pollard credit, but at the same time, let's not have that be taken away from
Sure.
Zeke's credit.
I think he's
talent.
playing
Yeah.
better than Zeke, but shocker, me and Gino disagree. But I actually don't mind these moves from the Cowboys, and I got red reasons why. I'll get into them. So first of all, we'll start with Amari Cooper, I guess. But you're gonna have to pay CeeDee Lamb eventually, and CeeDee Lamb could be that superstar guy. I mean, fast, quick, athletic. He's got great hands.
But-
He's the type of guy you want on your receiving corps. So you're gonna have to pay him. Amari Cooper getting a little bit older. I don't mind it. I would have liked them to keep Amari Cooper, but Amari Cooper wants the bag, and then you're stuck with a bad contract at wide receiver.
It's not a bad
So,
contract.
I think it would be because Amari wants the bag. He wants that Mike Williams money.
I
He
mean,
wants that $20 million.
Amari
a year
Cooper
money.
should get paid more than Mike Williams.
So
Yeah,
Amari Cooper
yeah.
is a great wide receiver, but you got to keep in mind you're gonna have to pay other people. You know what I mean? Eventually.
No, I know.
And DeMarcus Lawrence, I would have liked them to actually keep DeMarcus Lawrence. I think he's a great pass rusher, but he is coming off a broken leg, and he wasn't really great when he came back.
Yeah, I mean,
I can understand it. A team that gets DeMarcus Lawrence though is gonna get a dog.
Yeah,
So,
and let's not forget, Randy Gregory and Michael Gallup are also free agents.
Yes.
Randy Gregory emerged.
which means I think they're picking CD as their number one, and they're gonna go with like Gallup, Gregory,
So,
other.
let's just say, I mean, it's very likely that Gregory and Michael Gallup go back, and I don't know why. Like, it still needs to be. I'm not gonna say I don't know why for them, but I'll get into it for a second. I'm trying to entertain this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to word this the right way. If they lose all four of them, they're screwed.
Oh yeah.
They're screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
so if I were them, man, I would have kept one or the other, and I would have kept DeMarcus Lawrence because that defense was the biggest surprise to me. Michael Gallup, if you re-sign him, I think CD and Michael Gallup can still be really good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
agree,
if you cut
100%.
Zeke, there you go. You get your money. But
you
DeMarcus
gotta
Lawrence,
get rid of that money. That's
yeah,
for sure.
DeMarcus Lawrence, let him come back. Okay, on a good deal,
They
and
should.
let him have a full season under his legs.
I understand it.
Yeah.
I will say, but I disagree. But I get it.
Yeah.
Because he was injury prone, and now you're looking at all we did was we threw Micah at this defense, and look how good they are now. Which to an extent is true, but I still think you want to strengthen because this defense was still very very good when DeMarcus Lawrence came back.
Well,
so.
let's not discredit Randy Gregory. Okay, like
Yeah.
you have to understand though, like if they lose Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence, all the defensive game plan, like all the offensive game plan from OCs is going to be like stop Micah Parsons at all times. Guess what happens if that's your game plan? If you
Make
also
him play
have
a zone and send
Yeah.
two people at it.
Yeah,
That's it. He
and-
can't cover both.
yes, and
Maybe
what-
he can. Who knows?
Yeah, and what happens to your game plan if you get Gregory and Lawrence back? Shit, we got guys coming from both ends,
Yeah.
and then we have Micah Parsons. How are we gonna stop this defense? Okay, and as good as Micah Parsons was as a rookie, okay, like if he gets the full defensive attention to him, he's going to regress a little bit. A
Yes,
little
Aaron
bit.
Donald,
he definitely
you know what I
will.
mean?
Yeah.
If
yeah.
if he starts
Yes,
getting
the
that
Aaron
Aaron Donald
Donald
treatment,
treatment,
it's
exactly.
over. Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So
there's only one man that could deal with that, and his
It's
name is
Jean-
in what I just said.
Yeah.
yeah. So in my opinion, it would be very unwise for the Cowboys to let go or trade DeMarcus Lawrence because that defense was actually really good. Or the front seven was really good this year. Secondary, a lot to be desired, but I think they'd be making a big mistake. Jerry Jones has admitted his mortality. Man, like, then why are you kind of letting guys go? I say go over.
What do you think with Cam Tate just said Jordan
Davis to the Cowboys, Parkinson. Dude, I mean, I wouldn't mind that one bit. I mean, that would kind of mean letting Randy Gregory go.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, I mean, maybe. But, I mean, I don't know.
Probably.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That would be lethal, but, I mean, all you got to do to stop Jordan Davis is run no huddle.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
So
It was
we'll see
bad.
about that. I mean, we good on the Cowboys?
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, that was a quick little, 5-10 minute thing I want to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moral of the
it is
story,
big.
Jerry Jones admits his mortality. He's about to be 80 years old. And what's he doing? He's letting go of people that would inquire, or that would assume to the media that they go all in.
Yeah, the
You know what I
fact
mean?
that he wanted
Yeah.
to trade up and get Kyle Pitts, we're like, Jerry,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. It was going to be like Zeke and like a bunch of picks to go up to 4 with the Falcons. They're like, stop it.
Yeah, seriously.
Stop.
So
Hey,
I do have
Kyle
I do have a couple of free agents that are still guys are there. Yeah, if they release Cooper, they got to keep Gregory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I completely and utterly agree. Lawrence or Gregory, one of them has to stay.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the same time, man, I think you have to keep all three. Well,
That's fair.
obviously they're keeping targets, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I do have a couple of free agents we'll rattle off real quick. We've almost been here an hour.
Yeah.
But Tyrann Mathieu, in my opinion, the Chiefs and the
Stay.
Jets. Okay, because I
say
think
stay.
Maybe. I say
say
stay.
stay.
yeah. So
I think it's better for the organization and for tournament.
Yeah.
yeah. So definitely, like he proved after that year of the Texans. Remember when he got let go from the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Went to the Texans for a prove-it deal and then got that big deal from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He definitely proved that even at 30 years old, he's still a top-tier safety. The Jets are going to lose Marcus May, I believe.
Probably.
And he's somebody who actually can play zone and a lot
You're
of
pretty
man.
high on Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus May is a good safety, man. Okay, and if the Jets lose him, I definitely think if they have some money to spend, why not spend it on Tyrann Mathieu?
Yeah.
And if they also
Sure.
get J.C. Jackson, which I'm predicting that's where he's going,
Really?
that's lethal. That's
Yeah,
lethal.
that would be crazy.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying,
pair
so-
them together. That'd
Yeah,
be, that's
I
a
mean,
good
obviously
defense.
there's a safety in a corner, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And what do they have? Kyle, like the 5th pick or whatever, they can get Kyle Hamilton.
Yes.
So if they can get
Kyle Hamilton's gonna be a.
Yes.
Hamilton's gonna be a.
so if
dog,
they
man.
are able to get,
You've seen this kid on tape.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he's good.
He's gonna be. And you know what the funny thing is? People are saying he shouldn't be a top 5 or a top 3 pick because he plays safety. That's literally, I'm not kidding. The one knock is, oh, you're gonna take a safety with the 5th pick? Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Jets did it with Jamal Adams, and it worked out great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Sure.
yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, if he's an undeniable talent, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Oh, man, why don't draft Ronnie Lott? He's a safety.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Kyle Hamilton is going to be Ronnie Lott, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
He's talented. I'm
yeah.
high on him
So
too.
if the Jets could get, dude, if they could get J.C. Jackson, Tyrann Mathieu, and Kyle Hamilton, oh my God, I can't say his name. Hamilton.
It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That's a
good
and,
defense.
and
That's
you
decent
and you only
defense.
have to pay 2 out of those 3 guys.
Yep.
So, oh, damn, man. I think that Tyrann Mathieu to the Jets
Draft
should
some
be.
wide receivers. Get Zach Wilson a little bit of help.
I mean, and they have Elijah Moore.
yeah,
too.
no,
Yeah,
he's
Elijah
great.
Moore was
And
decent.
Michael Carter, that rookie Michael Carter running back. I think
Oh,
he's going to
yeah.
be good.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say if Devontae Adams was going to leave Green Bay, the Jets should have thrown him like the absolute max amount of money
Yeah.
and just say please.
Please.
Yeah, and then and listen, you guys all know that I'm not the biggest Zach Wilson fan, but if they do, they have done a good job of surrounding a team
I will
around
say-
him.
I
Jarrett
have
Tucker,
faith in Zach Wilson. I think he has a bounce back.
We'll see. So anything for Tyrann Mathieu? Are we good there?
He stays.
I
He
think,
stays-
I
you
think
think he
definitely
stays in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind the Jets one.
So
though.
I have one.
that
I
makes
have one
sense.
more for you boys.
Okay.
Gronk.
I was talking about this earlier.
That's
Gronk.
I was
tough.
talking about the report came out saying that Gronk would be open to playing because he hasn't retired yet. He's still
Right.
and he hasn't really pointed to him retiring either.
Yeah,
And
which is
he-
weird to me.
And
Yeah.
he's gonna be a free agent. That money this year is not guaranteed, so he can just kind of get picked, plugged. He can just get cut straight up.
Yeah.
But look, I said it earlier. We all get to the report came out. He would like to play for Josh Allen. I think that would be awesome, and I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
Love and hate.
And I would love and hate
Love
it.
and
It
hate
would
it.
be- like it would be really cool. But I mean, now that Russell Wilson's there and they're looking for a tight end, I mean,
That's true.
could he go to Denver? Like
Maybe.
Oh,
pair
man.
with all
Maybe.
those more experience with those young guys, and
I personally have him going to Cincinnati.
that's not bad. I like that one
yeah,
too.
'cause
because-
he did say.
Yeah, he did say
wanted to
also
play with
about
Joe
playing
Burrow.
with Joe Burrow. And we do talk about the offensive line, but dude, obviously yes, they do need it, and if they don't address it, they're idiots. Gronk is
Yes.
Gronk is the
Yes.
best blocking tight end in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine that run game at the very least. Imagine the run game
Yeah.
that was already
We
really
forgot
good.
to mention Javonte Williams too.
Yeah,
Kid's
we
a dog.
did.
Kid's
He is a dog. He is, and with Rob Gronkowski, man, that's crazy to me. I mean,
Yeah.
we have the Bills, the Broncos, and I don't think there's any chance he returns to the Pats. So
No,
I
No,
think
no
we can-
shot.
no.
Absolutely.
Oh,
not.
Absolutely
real
not.
quick. I'm sorry, real quick.
No,
What do you
no,
guys
you're
think
good.
about that Carson Wentz trade?
Oh yeah, we totally forgot to talk about
Carson
that.
Wentz.
Yeah.
Look, good for the Colts. They get
Colts.
rid of the money and they get draft picks. And I mentioned this earlier. I think with that second round they get this year, they sit on it and maybe take Matt Corral. I think that's a good spot for him
Yeah.
to go.
I mean,
And I like them giving that backup shot.
yeah,
so.
Ellinger and Jacob
Ellinger,
Eason.
yes.
So
Yeah.
me personally, I lost all faith in the Washington Commanders today. Okay, like you're telling me. So realistically, how much worse is Mitch Trubisky or these guys worse than Carson Wentz? Like if Carson Wentz is a C,
They're
what's
bad.
Mitch Trubisky?
Like a
What's
D.
Marcus Mariota?
I like
Marcus. I like
Mariota.
Marcus Mariota.
They're about a C
I like
minus.
that.
I'd say maybe a D plus,
Yeah.
a C minus. You're paying $28 million
Yeah, they
to
took the
upgrade
full
from
contract.
at least a D plus to a C.
Yeah.
That's awful.
not
They
worth
could have
it.
got
That's awful.
Mariota and probably got the same.
Yeah.
With
so
more
today,
movement.
I have lost all faith in the Washington Commanders. I always thought they were a great, well-rounded team, and go screw yourself. You guys made the worst trade in the history of the NFL today.
You know,
Dramatic, but
you know who the Chargers at the end of the day, or not the Chargers, sorry. You know who the Commanders at the end of the day should have just traded for that would have changed their whole franchise?
who?
John Rowe! Peace, ladies and gentlemen.